We already know this time after time after time, that if we start younger, at an earlier age with our kids, they're going to be more successful in the long run. We know that for a fact. But I also think it's important that we continue to create programs for our kids, especially community-based programs, and ensure that our parks are up to par and that they're green spaces. We need to allocate those funds. As a matter of fact, our Assembly member, Mr. Kevin De Leon, just passed a bill this year in which there's going to be monies that are going to be available for under-resourced communities to renovate old parks and to build new ones. And what I would like to do is expand on that, to promote recreation programs for our kids as well. We have environmental concerns that impact our communities. We have the issue of the Salton Sea that needs to be restored, but we've had a long-standing issue in which many of you have fought on. The New River Committee has come together for many years to do good work, to fight against the issue of the New River. We need to enclose it. We need to clean it up. I used to be part of a research team to the California Institute for Rural Studies, in which we did studies throughout the area as well as in Mexico, in Mexicali, in which we saw that there were higher rates of cancer among folks, specifically women, that lived along the New River. So I'm prepared to take on that fight, and I'm prepared to work with our congressmen at the national level, as well as to work with our assembly members, our senators, our local legislators, to ensure that we finally take care of that issue. That's one of my priorities. There's so many concerns that impact us. The issue of infrastructure. The number one concern that continued to keep up from the people that I kept hearing on an ongoing basis was the issue of jobs and the economy. People don't want handouts. People want to work. It is our responsibility as leaders and in government to create those conditions conducive for people to have a good paying job. And I believe that government, at least at the state level, the federal level, it's our responsibility to provide the local jurisdictions the infrastructure dollars you need to ensure that we have the streets paved, that you have lighting, that you have water and sewer, so that we can clean up our neighborhoods, so that our downtowns are renovated. We need to continue to work hard on behalf of our small businesses and our moms and pop stores and those new entrepreneurs that are doing great work. You are really the backbone of the economy. Now, for too long, as you know, we have not had a voice. My number one priority, besides all those issues, is to be accessible, is to be visible, to be here on an ongoing basis. My intention is to have an office here in Imperial County where people can come to make sure that if you have any concerns in the community, that we're able to deal with them. But I also would like to have a few offices throughout the 8th Assembly District because, quite frankly, Blythe is underrepresented as well. Blythe needs a lot of help as well. The Eastern Coachella Valley needs a lot of support as well. So my goal is to have a few offices. I want you to be patient with me. You have not maybe seen me every day. Maybe I've missed a few events here or there. But it's only because this district is huge. It's from Morongo, Cabazon, Palm Springs, all the way here to Calexico, all the way up to Blythe. And literally, it takes me about almost 3 hours to get from one area to the other. But know that I've done everything I could to make my stops in every community. Whether it's here in Calexico, whether it's at Centro, Westmoreland, Heber, Brawley, Calipatria, Hopeville, Indio, Coachella, Mecca, Oasis, Thermal, Sound Sea, Blythe, Nyland, Ocotillo, Sealy,
All right. Okay.
There's so many communities that need representation.
Got 'em all.
But I ask you for your patience. I'm going to be working hard on your behalf. Because at the end of the day, I do believe that you are the power. I do believe that the power of people can bring social change. I always raise this question. Is it possible to bring about social change through policy-making tables? I think it is. But it's not possible if the grassroots, if the communities are not involved. I'm going to ask you, if I'm so honored to be your legislator, I'm going to ask you to fight beside me, not behind me. I am your voice in Sacramento, but I'm going to ask you to make trips to Sacramento because I'm going to ask you to provide testimony. We're going to organize busloads to go up to Sacramento. That's what we need to do. I'm also going to work hard to ensure that we have legislative forums on an ongoing basis, roundtable discussions on an ongoing basis, because there are just too many issues, too many concerns that have been undermined or have not been valued by folks. I was once a former organizer, and as an organizer I learned that we do have power, that we have people power. And one thing that we also have in here in our corazón, in our hearts, is that we have soul power. And that soul power can never be taken from us. They may say no to us, they may not try to give us access, but if we unite and we believe in the struggle, we can bring that change. And I ask you to believe in that change. Estoy aquí con mi familia y me da mucho gusto estar aquí con mi familia. Tengo también mis raíces y mi historia aquí en Calexico. Y les quiero decir a mi familia, si por favor, se pueden levantar por favor. Es mi familia que vive aquí también en Calexico. Mi tío Belia, mi tía Lupe, mi tío Luis, mi tío Gilbert, mi mamá, mi papá, mi esposa Gladys, mi hermana. Siempre hemos venido aquí a Calexico y siempre vamos a ser de Calexico también.
Yeah.
Gracias. Les quiero dar las gracias también a las uniones que me han ayudado bastante en esta campaña. The UFCW, the IBEW, Daniel Machine for all the work that you do. Daniel Machine is from San Diego. Daniel Machine es de San Diego y siempre me ha apoyado en esta campaña. Viene desde San Diego para caminar y tocar las puertas, para ayudar en esta campaña. Gracias, Daniel. SCIU as well, Jacob. There's many labor groups that are out here. And I can't forget about the teachers and the classified staff. The California Teachers Association, the California School Employees Association, I want to thank you because you've been my support as well. There's a lot of people who have done good work. I also be remiss if I did not appreciate the work of Silvia Barron, who's from Calexico, who's done some great work on behalf of women's health care. And thank you, Silvia, for coming out. I know you drove from far distance. And your heart is here in Calexico as well. I know that. Muchas gracias a todos ustedes. Sin ustedes no hay campaña. Sin la gente del pueblo no hay nada de campaña. Y quiero que sepan que esta campaña no es de Manuel Perez o de mi equipo, es del pueblo. Esta campaña es de nosotros, porque nosotros sí tenemos voz.